to the press conference here in Bahrain. And as you can see, we're joined now by Pierre Gasly, Lance Stroll, Kevin Magnussen, Lando Norris and Lewis Hamilton. Welcome to you all. And Kevin, please, can we start with you? A very warm welcome back. You've had a roller coaster few days. What does it mean for you to be back in Formula One?
Oh, it means a lot. I mean, Formula One is the pinnacle of motorsport and, has been my dream ever since I was a little kid. And, I've had a few seasons in Formula One already, but this comeback, it feels like the dream coming true once again. I've kind of been in this situation before. The first time I got an F1 drive, I was, of course, super excited and happy, but it almost feels like as good as the first time, because it was so unexpected, such a surprise. I had no idea I was, even on the radar of coming back to Formula One, and then this situation happens, and I get the drive, and that just feels super cool.
And Kevin, can you just talk us through the last 7 days, 10 days? When were you first approached by the team?
Around 7 days ago, I was gonna go to the US. I was doing Sebring next week, and we were gonna go on a bit of a holiday, me and my family and some friends. So we actually went to Miami, and we were over there, and then Günther called me, asked if I was available and interested in the drive, and I said yes, of course. And there was a few things that I need to sort out to really make it happen, but that all happened in a few days, and then I was on an airplane with my family to the other side of the world.
And first impressions of the car?
Pretty good. It's fun to drive. I've been out of the Formula One car for a year and a half. It's just super cool to be back in such a fast race car. And I think I did some quali sim yesterday, and it just felt super cool. Very fast still. I expected it to be slower. I can't say, I gotta admit, I didn't really fully understand the new regulations yet, because I had nothing to do with it so far. So my expectation was that it was going to be a lot slower. Actually, the lap time I did last night was only 0.8 slower than Mick's quali lap from last year here. So not that much slower than the old Haas at least. And it's still super cool to drive a Formula One car.
Well, welcome back and good luck with it all, Kevin. Lewis, can we come to you now? So you've completed your last test mileage. What sort of shape are you and the team in, do you feel?
We've got through the test program. We've had decent reliability, which has been positive. I think everyone's struggling out on this bumpy track, and we come out of it knowing that we still have a lot of work to do.
Well, you say you've got a lot of work to do, but is there an underlying confidence still within the team?
There's a confidence that we can always work through whatever problem that we're facing, yes.
And so if we were to go racing tomorrow, pole position and race win, or where do you think you'd end up?
No, at the moment we're not. I'm sure everyone can kind of figure that out. We're not the quickest at the moment. I think Ferrari looked to be the quickest, and perhaps Red Bull, and then maybe us or McLaren, I don't know. But we're currently not at the top.
All right, Lewis, thank you. Lando, let's come to you now. It's been a very busy few days for you in Bahrain. You've done all 3 days in the car. How's progress?
Less than ideal. Although I've done 2.5 days now, it's not been the smoothest of tests for us. It's been quite limited here in Bahrain. I think Barcelona was a good one, but here we've encountered quite a few more problems, which have limited the amount of laps we've done by quite a huge amount. Especially on the long run stuff, the kind of lower fuel and shorter runs we're able to do, but not the high fuel runs. So we're behind definitely from where we want to be, where we need to be, and where we can say we're confident in any way going into the first race. So yeah, not great, but we're still getting through as much as we can. So we're definitely making progress, but definitely not the position we want to be in.
I was going to ask how you are physically.
Oh, no.
Lando, I was going to ask how you are physically, but the limited laps, I guess, means it's all...
Yeah, I'm in. I don't feel like I've done that much at all, really. So I think yesterday we managed to do 60 laps, but when you count out and in laps and then actually pushing laps, it's really not that many at all. But yeah, I'm fine, in all honesty, and it's not too difficult of a track physically anyway, so all good.
All right. Thank you, Lando. Lance, let's come to you. Please, can you give us an update? You just got out of the car. How were things this morning?
Yeah, I think it was a really positive test. From my side, I didn't get much running in Barcelona. We had, some problems there. So, yeah, I felt like we bounced back quite well here, and got some good laps in, and got a good read for the car, and all kinds of on different tires and different conditions. Which was great. So I think we learned a lot.
Do you feel ready for the first race?
Yeah, I think, it's definitely still a huge learning curve for everyone. These cars are very different. There's still a lot to learn. So I think you can only be as ready, as possible for the first race. But, there will definitely be a lot to learn, every weekend going forward at this stage.
Okay. Thank you. And Pierre, coming to you, do you feel ready for the first race? Where are Alpha Tauri?
Yeah, obviously we've done most of our tests. I think everything went quite smoothly for us here. But still a lot to discover and to explore about this car. It's super complex, kind of quite complicated, and also difficult conditions since we arrived here. So yeah, we're ready. We still have a lot of work to do. We are not in the position that we would like. We're still in a decent place, but still a lot to analyze before the first race next week. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Pierre. We're going to open this to the floor now. Who's got our first question, please?
Fred Ferrer, l'équipe. Question to all drivers. These cars look stiffer than the previous one. Do you think that some curbs won't be able to be taken in some old circuit like Imola or...
Curbs. Pierre, let's start with you.
No, I think everything's going to be fine. Like it wasn't a big issue for us, so not too worried about it.
Yeah. Lance, anything to add? Do you think?
Well, I think they're definitely, static ride heights are a lot lower, and they are quite stiff, so it might change a little bit the approach to some tracks, but they seem they're manageable and very drivable. So yeah.
It doesn't seem a lot different, I would say. I don't feel like there's a massive difference.
Okay, Lando.
Maybe it's where we're going wrong. For us, it's quite different. So. No, I think like Lance said, like the ride heights and everything are very different. So definitely you won't be able to take some. Some you can get away with still fine. But some of the big ones, like the one in Imola with the chicane, maybe you will. But from after seeing Pierre's onboard yesterday of his head going down the straight or a couple of days ago, I wouldn't imagine you would want to take too many curves in that car. So I think there are some changes, but all in all, not too different.
Thank you. And Lewis, please.
Pretty much the same.
Okay, next question, please.
Claire Cottingham, get my name right, from Race Fans. Question for Lewis. A lot of elite athletes are going on to race into their 40s now. We've seen Kimi, Alonso, all sorts of things, and Tom Brady, obviously, in the NFL. With Verstappen's new contract taking you over your 40s, have you got any desire to race into your 40s and carry on this fierce rivalry between the two? Or is it not something you've really thought about at the moment?
I haven't thought about that number. Because I'm 37. Geez, I've still got a bit to go. So I honestly haven't thought about that, and don't plan on being here close to that age. So hopefully I'll have some other fun things to get on with.